Good morning. It is currently 7:38 a.m. on Friday, the 13th, I think. Yeah, October 13th. Good morning, everybody. It's good to hear from you all. It's good that you're hearing me. Welcome. How's everybody been this week? Oh, man. Another hurricane. Was it like 5 this year? We're having some fucked up shit going on this year. It's been pretty intense. Weather's been fucked. All the earthquakes happening in Mexico. That shit's pretty crazy. And then, I don't know. People dying. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy what's been going on the past couple months. It's been pretty intense. But you have to stay optimistic. Even though it's bad, even though things look shitty, you just gotta be optimistic. Get the best out of your day. Make a schedule, stick to it, get your shit done. You can't control other things that are going on, but you have the control of everything that you do. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of your day. Do what's important. So this podcast, I talked to a buddy of mine, Kyle. Kyle is a young apprentice at a machine shop. I just thought the program he's in, his apprenticeship program, is pretty damn interesting. And then we talked about some other stuff, his jet ski and shit like that. And we just kind of went on this big tirade about all sorts of bullshit. So in that, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great weekend. I don't know if I'm going to have a podcast or... I don't know if I'm going to have a podcast next week. So, I'll see y'all in like 2 weeks. Have another beautiful day. Real quick, you're taking, 4 classes a semester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get it done pretty quick.
That definitely, because a lot of guys are only taking like 1 or 2 a semester because they're working full time and stuff. So.
Yeah, and when I heard about what you were doing, when you told me about you working part time and your employer's letting you go to school full time, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
I wish a lot more people would do that.
Yeah, I know. Not many people are cool with that.
No, and I feel like that's a really good program for a lot of people to get into, because if like Adrian was able to get into a company like that, he would have a really good time with it. Are they helping you with school at all?
No, they're not.
No?
But I don't know if that'd be different if I was working there prior to starting school.
Yeah.
Because I was already enrolled in school when I got the job.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that would have changed it. Because I know they're wanting to do like an internship type of deal.
Yeah.
Where they bring in high school kids and they have them work there, but then they also pay for their schooling at Harper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are they at?
They're in Rolling Meadows.
Okay, so what's that?
South of Palatine.
Okay. Oh, shit, that's cruise.
It takes like 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, it's not terrible.
That's a fucking haul for me, though.
Yeah, from you, yeah. But, do you know the Arlington racetrack is?
Yeah.
It's like
down there?
right by it, yeah.
Awesome.
Our shop's almost like right under 53.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How's it been there? How you been liking it?
I actually really like it.
Awesome.
I like it because, like, when I'm not doing the same thing like every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like different parts every day. I'm not only on like manual lathe or whatever.
Yeah.
Going grinding stuff.
Yeah, you keep sending me these Snapchats. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing today? This dude's doing everything.
Yeah, I know.
What kind of stuff do you guys specialize in?
We're a tool and die company, so we make die sets for ourselves and our customers. And the parts that the dies produce are all automotive parts.
Oh, okay.
From like brake boosters for like the big earth moving
Yeah.
machines or whatever, and then like even oil seals for.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, like we actually made one for the new. I think it was the Audi.
Shit, so you're making the blanks for sand casting then? Or is it finished components that you guys are making?
It's not finished components. It's like we'll send a component to the customer, and then they have the other part that they put together or whatever.
Because my only experience in machining has only been mold.
Okay.
Plastic injection molding.
Okay.
So
it's
like,
kind of similar.
Yeah, and I've heard them used pretty back and forth, pretty commonly. And I was just wondering what the difference was. Because I know with mold components, you're making fucking this round, this round, this round, this round. This one goes in here. You have the copper insert, and fucking that's it.
It's kind of basically like that because I've been to a plastic injection molding shop and like I was looking at it. It's a little different, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same concept. Like there's basically a bottom and a top.
Yeah.
And then there's components on the bottom, components on the top, and then they basically just smash into each other and then form.
Are you guys
form apart?
So with what you guys are making, you guys are forming steel then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the main difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
My whole experience has been with making part components for plastic injection molds.
Yeah.
And they're a little different.
Oh yeah.
What are your tolerances like doing that?
We pretty much work in the thousands, so nothing like there'll be some stuff where we gotta hit the tenths, but like that's rare.
Yeah.
It's usually just within the thousands, but like with the parts we make, it's in the thousands, and then the parts that are actually made from the dies are sometimes a little bit more lenient or whatever.
Okay.
Like certain radiuses can be like a little off, or heights can be like plus or minus 5 sometimes.
Yeah.
It all depends, really.
Which still 5,000 really isn't that much.
Right? Yeah. No, 5,000 is like nothing, dude. I think a human's hair is like 3,000.
Yeah. So you're really holding pretty damn tight tolerances.
Definitely. Yeah.
I remember when I was doing when I was doing the molding stuff, we were holding like between 2 and 5 tenths always.
Oh yeah.
Which the way the older tool and die guy next door. Yeah, go ahead, absolutely. You're good.
Sure. Yeah.
Go ahead. But the older tool and die guy was telling me, he's like, yeah, back 20, 25 years ago when we couldn't hit fucking 5 tenths tolerance, 2 tenths tolerance, dude, we literally just oversized the inner and then undersize the outer, and we just fucking smash them together, and they'd be at size.
Okay.
And I was like, shit, then why are we doing it like this?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's interesting.
No, definitely. That's how I feel about, like, ever since I started my job. I just feel like it's been so interesting. And my boss, I guess, he always says that, like, we're the best around or whatever, which I'm sure that's, like, every company.
Yeah, every company thinks they're the best around.
Right. But, like, whenever like we get slow, he's never worried about it. He's like, those other customers will come back when they find out like the other companies can't do it as good as us.
Yeah,
because I think it was like 15 years ago he said that they came up with like their own way to build dies and like the best efficient way to do it. And like, I mean, I don't really know what it was like before then because I wasn't in that.
Yeah, you've never seen the difference.
Yeah, but from what I've seen now, it's definitely had to have came a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. The stuff you learn is, especially in the first 3, 4, 5 years, it's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Especially with you, you're able to fuck with the EDM and fuck with the lathes, and you're operating the mills and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. And like, I've talked to guys that, like in my classes.
Yeah.
And like they're literally on the same machine like all day at work.
And that's how a lot of the time it is.
Right, exactly. And that's why I feel like I got lucky with my job.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we're a smaller shop. Like, pretty much everybody kind of knows how to do almost everything. So it's kind of cool instead of just doing
the same
one
thing.
machine. Like, I honestly couldn't. I don't think I could ever do that, like, now that I've worked at the place I'm at now.
Yeah, because at least in my experience, I did lathes for probably 3 months.
Yeah.
I was growing with it and started off just operating, and then they had me doing full setups, and then I'd be programming the whole lathe.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I was able to learn a lot on the lathes, but moving forward, I'm hoping I can get on the mills next summer and shit like that, because especially going into education, trying to grow it, take it beyond just the manual stuff. Because a lot of the manual stuff, you'll do bits and pieces of it, but it's not the main the main thing.
Definitely not.
CNC's definitely the major part of machining.
Machining, yeah.
Exactly.
No, definitely. Like, 2 of the kids that we hired during the summer that went to Schaumburg High School, they knew how to run the CNC lathes better than the manual lathes.
Really?
Because their shop only has 1 manual lathe and, like, 5 CNC lathes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought that was, like, my mind was blown. I was like, you know how to do that, but not this? I was like, what?
You're like, yeah, but they probably have a much younger teacher, too.
Yeah.
But, by you knowing how the manual lathes work, you're going to understand how the CNCs work better.
I agree.
And you're going to understand the process. You're going to understand what you need to do to get it to that point. Instead of just saying, I need to do this code, and
yeah, without knowing, like, what that's even doing, you know?
And it even goes further than that. It's knowing manual programming. So when you go into CAD CAM and you have an issue, you actually know what you're looking at.
Right.
When you can decode it and actually understand what it's doing, that's a huge thing, too.
Yeah, that's how you gotta be able to debunk the programs and shit.
Because a lot of the times you run into issues like that where it might be a certain feed rate is having an issue, or a certain line in the program where the tool isn't coming up and you're fucking breaking off tools, whatever it is.
I fucked up a couple things.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely not hard to do.
Oh, not at all. Especially when you're tooling $600-$700. When you have drills that are $400 or $500 drills, and and then you fuck them up, forget to turn the spindle on, and just fucking smash that bitch. Oh man, I did that a couple times. They just kind of threw me on the lathe, and I was fucking shit up. They're like, dude, you just broke an $800 boring bar. I'm like, fucking nobody told me.
Yeah. Right? It's like, you made me do it. Like, shit.
Yeah, you're the one who threw me on here. I'm used to fucking $8 end mills.
Yeah. But no, yeah. Like, when my boss is telling me, like, instead of asking questions, like, try and figure it out the best you can. Like, even if you're breaking shit or whatever. Like, they said that's how you got to learn.
Yeah.
So
you learn by fucking up and then figuring out why you fucked up.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I'll never do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
I know not to do that. But
it's
crazy.
It's interesting shit, and it's crazy. Now that I'm back in shop classes again, it's crazy for me to go on these field trips, and these employers are still having issues getting people.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's crazy, but you look at what they're paying a lot of the times, like, what's $12 an hour going to do to a kid that's never seen this shit before?
Right.
He's going to say, no, I'd rather work somewhere. I'd rather work at Walmart.
Yeah.
You can make comparable money working at Walmart.
Yeah. And it's probably a hell of a lot more laid back and easy job.
I mean, sure, people don't have the foresight to look forward 20 years, what they're doing then, but when you get a lot of these kids, I always talk about them as the fringe kids, the kids you're not really sure what they're going to end up doing.
Yeah. The
kids that aren't going to go to college per se, that are either going to make it into a trade or do butt fuck nothing.
Yeah, right.
And that's a large demographic. That's a large group of people. And if you introduce them to a career like manufacturing, which the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, totally endless. Yeah.
And you can do just about anything with it. If you really were ambitious, you could be a millionaire doing this shit.
For sure, yeah, definitely.
And it sucks that nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
You'll go to school and you try to explain what it is, and nobody has a fucking clue what it is.
Yeah,
and
people are like, what?
And I feel like a large thing that I attribute it to is that nobody sees what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
People always mess with a mechanic. People always see what they do because everybody's got to deal with them. Everybody knows what a construction worker does because you see what they're doing.
Sure.
Nobody sees what a machinist is doing. Nobody sees how much manufacturing there is around here.
Right.
And it's a mess.
It's everywhere because, yeah, it is.
My brother threw this number at me. He said there's 50,000 jobs between Chicago and Rockford that will not be filled.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy. And people are saying, oh, there's no fucking jobs. There's a shitload of jobs. And guess what? Yeah. You go into machining, it's not what people think machining is. It's not the environment people think what it is. It's fucking It's a clean environment. A lot of them are climate controlled because you're holding these tight tolerances. And a lot of the time, these people are some of the smartest people you'll meet.
Yeah. Like, I went and got new boots 2 weeks ago or whatever, and the guy at the store that helped me, he asked, like, what I did, and I told him I'm standing on, like, concrete all the time. And he asked if I was a machinist. And I said, yeah, and then he said that if he could go back and rethink his career, he said he'd probably do that.
Yeah.
And he said that machinists are sometimes the smartest guys that he's ever met. Like, he doesn't know how they do it. You know?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And, what was it? A lot of these guys that go into manufacturing, they're not like the stereotypical smart people, right? A lot of them weren't that great at school.
Definitely not, yeah.
But, like, you look at, like, I use my brother as, like, he's, like, a greatest example because I was able to watch all, right? 8th grade, my brother put a snowmobile engine in a tractor, made it run, and he would do 50, 60 around the neighborhood.
Holy shit.
Just ripping with this fucking little lawn tractor.
That's crazy.
In 8th grade.
Yeah,
He was doing this shit in 8th grade. If you think about it. And then all the way through high school, he'd never made the honor roll. I think his best GPA was like in the high 2s.
Oh, okay.
I think at the end of high school, he averaged like a 2.5, and that was him like trying shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people would label him as a trouble kid, right? A kid that's not going to do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But now in manufacturing, he's doing fucking great for himself, and he's working on getting his own company going.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Like, he's 25, and he's probably gonna be making fucking well over $100,000 a year in the coming years.
Yeah, no,
in the
that's
next
amazing.
couple of years.
Yeah,
and it's crazy watching those evolutions and watching these people. If it he quoted it saying, "If Manchester never showed me how to run a mill, I'd never be where I am right now."
That's crazy.
And it's crazy how
It is.
how something so little, you just learning how to run a manual mill and you just getting it right, that changes somebody's life.
That definitely.
That just gave him the opportunity to succeed in ways that he never thought were possible.
Yeah.
And like watching the kids, and especially my class in manufacturing, like you and Adrian, all the guys like that, I'm able to watch them fucking prosper, and they're doing really fucking well for themselves.
Yeah. It's like, who would have thought? Like, we were just some kids fucking off in class.
Exactly.
So
we
we
were
actually like doing something with it.
doing dumb shit, fucking going on 4chan with Sam, watching fucking videos, but like that made a huge difference for a lot of people.
Definitely.
That's what Nick's going into now. That's what fucking a lot of people are going into now. Adrian,
me, Sam.
Exactly.
I could probably go on. Like,
exactly. The benefit these people see from going into these classes is crazy. Sam, Nicholas, he's making well over $20 an hour now. He's working third shift a little bit.
Okay.
But he's got a fucking nice car. He's fucking looking at houses. Like he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old doing this shit. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the opportunities that I'm watching these people get is crazy. I mean, you're going to be what? 21?
Yeah, next year.
With an associate's degree, fucking years of experience under your belt. Like,
it can go a long way.
It goes a real long way. And you're gaining this experience while you're in school, and you're getting both sides of it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing saying down the road you can't go get a bachelor's degree. You can't get an engineering degree.
Yeah.
And I feel like if a lot more companies were to do that, were to help kids get through school and actually help them learn, that's going to make huge waves in the coming years and the coming generation, because there is a huge lack in people in manufacturing.
Definitely.
Every company you go to, they're going to say, we're looking for people. We're always looking for people, because it's hard to find these fucking good guys.
Right.
They're not having issues finding guys in the entry level.
Yeah.
It's finding guys who can set up. It's finding guys who can program. It's finding those higher level guys, because people aren't sticking with it.
Right.
People just aren't finding it. They're not finding the right people that they can push through and get to that point in 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that we need. It's those real bright people, and that's what's driving
a lot of our manufacturing are those people.
Right, yeah. Manufacturing is a big part of just about almost everything, you know? Cars,
absolutely.
like, all sorts of...
You got this, everything on this desk was manufactured.
Seriously, yeah, it's crazy.
Almost, and a lot of them, and the majority of the really important components are made in America.
Mm-hmm.
And people tend to think, our economy's not driven by manufacturing, but it is.
Yeah.
We have the highest gross domestic product in manufacturing per person, and it destroys what China's doing.
Oh, I bet.
Sure, China has a higher GDP, gross domestic product, but we are fucking them up per person.
Yeah.
And we're not that far behind them.
No, definitely not.
People keep saying, China's in front of us, but I keep saying, but they're putting out the shit that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And we have so many jobs here that aren't filled. If we don't get this work done, if we don't get this stuff done, it's gonna go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If we're not able to fill what's need to be done,
there's no other choice, you know.
Exactly.
You got to go offshore with it.
Exactly. You got to go to other countries with it, but that's why it's so important for us to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because we put out a fucking amazing product.
Definitely. Yeah.
We are in a global economy, and by being able to do the best we can with this manufacturing shit, we have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually heard that a lot of work, China's actually heading towards what looks like, I forgot what it's called. What happened to us in like 2008?
A recession?
A recession, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of work is, instead of going to China, it's going to Vietnam now.
Yeah.
Because, I don't remember the reason, but...
Well, it's because China's demanding higher wages.
Yeah, right.
And because you have to ship it all the way over there, bring it all the way back, because a lot of their product comes from us.
Yeah.
They are becoming to a point where it's not cost effective to go to China anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the work's coming back here. A lot of the work's going to other third world countries.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of positives from that. We're seeing a huge, gigantic boom in manufacturing right now that we haven't seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, definitely not.
But we can't have this. We can't have that great boom in manufacturing again. It can't come to fruition unless we get enough people to fucking put out the work.
Yeah.
Unless we have enough people going into the industry and helping it succeed for the next 50, 100 years.
Yeah.
Whatever it ends up being.
Right.
And it's important for not just teachers to get people into those industries. It's for the industry to understand that to convince these kids to come in there, they have to make it an environment that's not only accepting of them, but that where they can prosper in there.
Mm-hmm.
They feel that it's the best possible opportunity for them to succeed, because if you're offering these kids $12 an hour, they're just not going to come.
Right.
Even if they know what it is,
it's hard work, you know?
It's hard
work. A lot
work.
of people aren't willing to do it.
And when you're telling people they got to work 50, 60 hours a week, a 19-year-old doesn't want to fucking do that.
Yeah, definitely not.
They say, we can offer you a bunch of hours, but that's not appealing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be able to make a living working 40, and it's not like it's impossible.
Right.
Especially with the technology we have with CNC and a lot of the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to have so many people working.
No.
And we can get the same amount of work done. So if we have people running 40s, it's totally possible.
Yeah.
Running multiple shifts and stuff like that. But then I look at companies that have a third shift and they're only paying a 15% premium.
Oh, yeah.
How are you supposed to convince somebody when you're only making 15% more to literally change their whole lifestyle?
Whole lifestyle, yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, when I hear about guys working third shift, I'm just like, I couldn't even imagine doing it. Like, I'm sure I could, but, like, I feel like it'd be so weird waking up at night, going to work, sleeping during the day. Just so different.
Like, Sam is my biggest resource in understanding how third shift works. And so when I was working in manufacturing, I was working nights. I was working 12 noon to 12 at night, which was it's like a long second shift.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what second shift is. I was just working a lot of hours. So I'd work 4 or 5 hours with the day shift guys, and then I'd keep the machines running until midnight.
Oh, okay.
Because we had a big project that had to be done, and we had to push it out.
Yeah.
But they gave me a 20% premium.
There
So
you go.
my $11.50 an hour, I was supposed to be getting paid. I was making 14, which
It's a little bit of incentive, right?
14 an hour, working 70, 75 hours a week.
Overtime too, I'm guessing.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
You
were probably making.
I was bringing home over $1,000 checks every week.
Yeah, that's
And-
awesome.
And that's crazy for a kid my age, a kid that was...
You were like 18.
I was 18 at the time, and that's crazy. I was 18 at the time. For a kid 18 years old making 16 grand in a summer in 4 months.
4 months. That's like unheard of.
That's so convincing.
Yeah.
Even if it was working a bazillion hours a week.
Right.
But there's not a lot of people that are willing to do that kind of thing.
No, yeah, definitely not.
But if you're giving these kids opportunities to make $15 an hour starting, even if it hurts you a little bit in the beginning, you're not making as much money, you're going to get a hell of a lot more people to go into it.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to get a lot more people going into it and stuff like that. The whole reason Sam wanted to go to night shift, because he was talking about it the whole time I was working nights. He's like, dude, we can go get lunch and shit and all this other shit. Because we'd be on a similar sleep schedule. And and he kept talking, and he ended up getting night shift right as I was coming off of night shift.
Yeah.
And but he's getting a 20% premium, plus they're giving him 10 hours of overtime that he doesn't have to work.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So it took his like $15 an hour all the way to like 22.
Yeah.
So he's making like crazy money now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to start working full time so I can start making some more money.
Absolutely. How are you getting paid right now?
16 and a quarter right now.
You're fucking kidding me. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then
when I start full time, I know I'll get a raise. I'm hoping at least 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I'm like, if they even say 18, I might even ask like another $1.
Yeah, because that's what you're worth,
Right?
And you gotta know what you're worth to make it.
Right.
And, I mean, my brother had a really bad run of it, where a lot of these companies weren't valuing him the way he knew he was supposed to be valued. Where he was running everything, he was full-time programmer, and he was getting all the product, and he was fucking setting up shop, and all that shit, and he was only making fucking $20 an hour.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, how are you supposed to keep these guys in the industry when the whole time my brother's doing that, he's looking at other jobs. He's like, I can make more money here. I can make $25 an hour here. I can make this money here. Not even in the industry.
Right.
How are you supposed to keep people in the industry if the opportunity isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to be able to sit down with some of the guys that you work with and be able to understand where their thought process is, because after hearing what the program you're in, the place you're working, that could help a lot of people if a lot more companies were like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because what did you start at?
I started at 13.
Okay.
13 an hour, which I was right out of high school. My buddy's dad and uncle worked there, and he asked me, they're looking for people, so I was like, might as well go and check it out. I went in, I really liked it, and they basically told me that day that, like, if I wanted, I can have a job. And then, like, a week later, they told me to come back in or whatever. They said, would I be starting at? And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then literally, like, 3 months after, I got a $1 raise. And then when everybody at the shop got their annual raise, I got a raise. I got a $1 more raise than everybody else.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm obviously getting paid the least, because I'm the youngest one there by 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, you're getting up there.
Right, yeah. Because I'm not worried about it, because I know the more I stay there, the more I'll just keep getting paid.
But that's awesome. There's a part-time job making $13 an hour and going to school. Like, you can't beat that.
Definitely not.
Even if you're paying for school, I mean, $13 an hour, and then $15 an hour a year after that, or 16, or close to 16 after that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Big, yeah.
And that's a huge deal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you can give them an opportunity to make good money and do things they really want to do and be able to take care of themselves. A lot of these kids at 18, especially those French kids, they don't want to stay at home.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely.
And I know quite a few people who are already looking at getting out of their house, and you look at what they're making, I'm like, there's no way.
Right, yeah, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my bosses will tell, like anybody, every day how there's literally a need for workers
Exactly.
in the industry. And, like, because the older tool makers, they're getting ready to retire, you know? The guys who actually know how to do everything by hand, like, they don't even know how to do the CNC stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys will be retiring soon, so we're literally, like, needing people.
Exactly. The average age on a shop floor is 56.
56, that's crazy.
And a lot of those guys are either going to die or retire real soon.
Right, yeah.
And if we don't replace them, we're going to have fucking big problems.
Big problem, yeah.
We're going to have a huge void that we can't fill fast enough.
Yeah.
And that's where people need to go to manufacturing now. That's when I see people in my brother's generation and people in our generation. I see them going towards different things, and I say, "Fucking, go towards this. This is where the opportunity is, because there's a shit ton of jobs.
Oh yeah,
There's
all
a shit
over.
ton of money. There's a shit ton of money to be made.
Yeah,
And there's a huge void. That's the whole reason I'm going into education, because I feel that if I were to go into manufacturing, I'd be one person. But if I help 1,000 people over my career find manufacturing, because nobody knows about it.
right.
If you give these people the ability to know what's going on, to know what's real, they're going to gravitate towards it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's why I think it's cool that you're like you said, you're going into education. I think.
Yeah, because like it does make a huge impact.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And the more people that go into education for manufacturing, it's only going to help the industry more.
Right.
By convincing these school boards to help fund these manufacturing programs, it only helps the local economy more.
Yeah, exactly.
And people keep focusing on ACT scores and stuff like that, and it frustrates me because
Gotta go to college, you know, gotta do this, gotta
because
do that.
those jobs are needed, yeah. But everybody just what drives our economy is what we put out, what we build, what we produce.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people that are going to college, they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are wasting their time at college because that's the only thing they know. That's
Right.
the only thing that they've been ever told.
Right. It's like, oh, graduate high school, go to college. You know, that's just second nature.
And people don't see that you can still go to school. You can go into manufacturing as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people are real good numbers guys. They would do real well in manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time in the engineering class when I was student teaching. And almost all these engineering kids, they're fucking bright as shit. They're great with the CAD programs. And they're fucking quick as a whip, right?
Yeah.
They don't know what a fucking mill is.
Yeah.
I'm like, half these kids are probably not going to go into engineering.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go into something else for the money.
Yeah.
And they might not even make it through college, but these kids are bright. These kids would be great at fucking going to manufacturing.
Yeah, right.
And it's frustrating for me to see all these kids going into all sorts of things. Like, I hear a bunch of people going into accounting because of the money.
Yeah, right.
If you're not good at it, you're not going to make the money.
Right.
If it's something you have to force yourself to do, you're not going to make it to the good money.
Yeah, and you're not going to have a good time doing it.
Exactly.
You know, it's like if you don't like it, well, why are you doing it?
Exactly. I got my neighbor. You know Ryan Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah. He lives right up the street.
I see him driving around the ambulance all the time.
Yeah, but he's a hardworking motherfucker,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
But I heard him say something one of the last times I was talking to him. He said, "Work, the 8-hour interruption of your day." And I said, "That's the worst way to think about it. If that's how you think about it, you should be in something else. You need to be doing something that you like doing, because you work a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And over your lifetime, you're going to be working a lot. 8 hours or 40 hours a week at a minimum.
Yeah, minimum. Yeah,
if not more.
Right.
And if you're spending that much time doing something, you better fucking like it.
Definitely.
Because you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to have a lot of frustration.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, you're just going to have enough of it. And you're going to be at 45 saying, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out.
And then you're 45, you're like, what the hell? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then you say, fuck, I got to do this for another 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And then you're miserable, you know?
And then you're miserable.
This is no good. This is...
And it makes me feel good when I see people like Adrian getting in school, because I didn't think Adrian was going to go to school.
Yeah.
Adrian in school, he's busting his ass working.
Oh yeah.
And he's looking at getting into a career at 20 years old. He's going to be in a shop at 21. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to be making good money for himself.
Definitely.
And to see people like Adrian, who you didn't think were going to do a whole lot in their life, doing shit for themselves, going to school. You'd never think Adrian would go to school.
No, yeah.
But he happened to fall into the right situation where he had the right people in his life at the time that put him in that situation, that helped guide him to that point.
Right.
But if it wasn't for... And I've talked to him about this. He's like, shit, I wish I did more in school. I wish I did more when I was in manufacturing class. And I keep telling him, dude, what are you doing right now? Going to school to go into manufacturing. And I tell him, that means it did its job.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because it's not about what you learn in those classes per se. It's about understanding what you like and what you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because Adrian's going to go into there, and sure, he's not the greatest this or that. He's not the greatest machinist or anything.
Right.
But he knows it's a real thing.
Yeah.
He knows it's real. And him going into it only...
That just opened his doors.
Opened his doors.
Yeah.
What would Adrian be doing if he wasn't going into manufacturing?
Right.
Probably be a
Who
fucking
knows?
farmhand for the rest of his life.
Yeah, right.
And no,
Which,
Adrian,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
nothing
that.
wrong with that, but for you to have a fulfilling life where you're making good money and you're doing really well for yourself, you have to go and do something like this. And this really opened his door to be really successful later on in life.
Hell yeah.
Where right now he's like, man, I can't wait till I get out of school so I can buy a fucking new car and shit.
Yeah. That's
And he's
amazing.
like, man, I'm going to go fucking buy a Cadillac or something.
Yeah.
Like Adrian, to me, is an important character in showing what these programs can do.
Yeah.
Because Adrian has always been labeled as a fucking troublemaker. He's going to go to fucking jail, shit like that. But now he's got an opportunity to be really successful where he otherwise wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So I see that you got a jet ski.
Yeah, I do.
How's that?
Oh my god, dude! I gotta say, it's probably one of the most fun things I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
You got one of those stand-ups, right?
Yeah.
How are those?
Because I've ridden the wave runners, a bunch of times. Like, they're fun as hell, of course. But like I've seen the stand-ups, and I was always just like, now that looks a lot more fun.
Oh hell yeah!
So I had my snowmobile, and I traded that for a dirt bike. It was a Honda CR250 two-stroke.
Okay.
Huge bike. Like, I was like barely standing flat-footed. Like, so much power. Like, I didn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So I traded that for the jet ski. It's a 1987 Kawasaki JS 550.
Yeah.
And
that's a pretty big motor in that little thing.
Yeah, dude. So it's 30 years old.
Yeah.
And it looks like it from the outside, but like new paint job. The guy I got it from put brand new hydro turf in the back, new grips, new throttle, and then you pop open the top because the handlebars stand up like that.
Yeah.
And you pop open the top. The engine, dude, literally looks brand new.
Yeah.
He's got a brand new like exhaust manifold. Did a bunch of new stuff. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
I'm sure. I was looking at buying one of those during the summer, but I never ended up pulling the trigger on it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them out there.
No, there's not. I don't even think I think they make them still, but not like many. And I think it's kind of more like the competition guys, the guys who are like ride for a living,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only way to buy them is if you have like a certain license for it.
Right, yeah. But no, since it's so old, it smokes a lot because it's a two-stroke too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like get up and go right away like the new ones, but when it gets going, like it's going for a while.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so much fun because like you start off in the water and then like you start off on your knees, then you stand up and then you could just move around. You can hit the wakes and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought they looked like a lot of fun, almost like you're snowmobiling.
Right, yeah, literally.
Like you're actually able to like whip them around and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I never, like, the wave runners, never got interested in those, because, like, you're just sitting. All you got is steering.
Right, yeah. Which is cool, but, I don't know.
How much fun can you really have with it?
Right, exactly. Like, we also have another one. It's Kawasaki X2. That has a 750 motor in it. It came with a 650, but the guys we got it from did a 750 swap.
Yeah.
Because I guess the mounts are the same, so you can literally just plop it right in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite running. We got to get a couple things going, but it's cool as hell looking. It literally looks like a snowmobile on water.
Oh shit!
And then there's the other one, but
Fucking badass, dude.
it's so much fun.
Dude, I'm jealous.
Yeah, dude. Well, I was about to say you got to come ride it, but the season's just about over now.
Yeah.
But next year, dude.
Absolutely.
Next year.
I'm looking. Right now I gotta get my sled running real good, but I fucking love riding shit.
I know.
I don't do anything in the summer. Like,
Yeah.
I have no hobbies for the summer. Like, I snowboard and I snowmobile. Like,
Yeah. That's all in the winter.
Yeah, it's all in the winter. And
Unless
that's
you
all,
go somewhere, but...
Yeah. But still, I mean, you're still limited to so many months.
Yeah, definitely. I've been thinking about getting another sled, but I just don't know how much it'd be worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I know I'm planning on... Cody keeps saying, like, fucking, we gotta go up north. Apparently he's getting his sled back this week.
Finally, dude, he's been talking about that. He's been wanting to get it back to get it running good.
Yeah, because he says it's been running like shit.
Yeah.
Because I remember I just, like, cleaned the carbs for him the first time, like, 2 years ago when he bought it. We just cleaned the carbs and fucking... I think we did, like, a fuel pump or something.
Oh, okay.
But, like, simple shit. And
Yeah.
we got it running real good. But, I gotta get my sled running real good.
Yeah.
Mine was fucking flooding out really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but, they're so similar, those sleds and those, wave runners.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, the motors are all super similar. The way they function is super similar.
Yeah, very similar. Literally almost the same thing.
Like the issues are the same. The
Yeah.
motors are real similar.
Mm-hmm. Except the only thing with the jet skis, just like anything on water, a lot of problems. Like you're always running into problems because you're getting stuff wet. Like
Yeah.
Like one time we found water on the spark plugs, so there was water getting into the cylinders. And
Yeah.
shit. That was no good. But.
No, absolutely not.
And also the one gasket's like starting to blow out.
Oh shit.
So I don't know if I'm gonna end up getting a different one, or we were talking about just putting a 650 in it instead of swapping the engine.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah.
But even fixing those snowmobile engines is super easy.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you can fucking rip them apart, diagnose it, tear them down, build them back up in a matter of a couple days.
Yeah, literally. And the parts, I feel like the parts usually aren't that expensive.
No, they're super cheap.
Yeah.
Like, especially with my sled, I'm able to get parts for it, fucking fix it for... I've never had to spend more than $100 on parts.
Yeah, see, I bet.
And that makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these newer sleds, like, you blow a motor and have to spend $3,000 on the motor.
That's why I don't really know how soon I'll be getting like a new sled, you know?
No, I'm scared of them because they have so many issues
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. Because they're trying to push the big power out of them.
Yeah.
They're trying to make them super fucking light.
Yeah.
And, like, it scares me from, like, buying a sled like that because when, like, I'll be on the forums, I'll be reading, they're saying, yeah, dude, this sled's good for fucking 14,000 miles before a rebuild. I'm like, what?
14,000?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, with the old ones, they say like usually like 5,000 or something.
No, with the
For
old
the
ones,
rebuild.
15,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Because they'll just run forever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, with these newer sleds, they're saying fucking motors blow up at 2,000 miles and shit like that. Like, fuck.
And those things, I've never worked on one, but like they're so compact.
Yeah.
I feel like getting to shit would be a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. You gotta pull the whole part
Yeah.
apart just to fuck with shit.
Like with the old ones, I feel like everything's like laid out like in its own.
Yeah, you just
in its
pop
own
the
area
hood and
and
everything's
shit.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they're a little bulkier than the newer sleds, but fucking, it makes it so much easier to wrench on them.
Yeah. What kind do you have again?
Polaris 700, XC700.
That's right. Okay.
No variable vane, no variable exhaust, nothing like that.
Oh, yeah.
Super simple.
Yeah.
That's how it makes a big difference.
So,
It's like,
yeah.
They're simple.
They're simple,
It's
yeah.
a big two-stroke that gets shitty gas mileage.
And they
That's
still
what it
rip.
is.
Yeah, right.
But it runs forever.
Yeah. And you can have a lot of fun on it, too.
Absolutely. Like, I remember riding with Palmer back in the day, and he kept saying, fucking, stop worrying about gas mileage, dude. We're fucking out here riding.
Right, yeah. Having fun, like...
Yeah, like, there's nothing better than this.
Yeah. That's how, like the jet ski, oh my god, shit's through gas. You gotta buy oil for it to mix, but I don't know, I think it's worth it every time.
Absolutely. When you're only going out there and you're only spending $20 a time.
Right, like maybe not even, you know?
Yeah.
totally worth it.
Absolutely. Like with the sled, I mean, you're going out for the whole day and you're only spending, what, $25 on fuel?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And I can go from here to fucking anywhere. I can go from here to my brother's house.
Yeah. You can get to Wisconsin from here, you know?
Dude, I can go to the UP straight from my house.
That's crazy.
Like,
I
fuck.
wonder how long that would take. On sleds?
My uncle tried to do it once. He tried to go all the way around.
Really?
Then he blew a sled up.
Oh, yeah.
But it took him, I think, 4 days to get to the UP.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, dude. That'd be such a good time.
Get on the sleds, go all the way up north through the UP, down the Mackinac Bridge, and then down through Michigan, through Indiana, back up here.
Yeah.
It's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Then I was watching, my buddy showed me a video of these guys. They had a boat with them, but there were like, just like 6 guys like on wave runners. They went to the Bahamas in the ocean. They rode to the Bahamas, dude. I couldn't even imagine that. That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. That'd be so much fun.
Mm-hmm. And I guess there was like a storm coming, so they were just literally doing like 60, just like straight. Couldn't even. That'd be so much fun.
Cooking.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they had a boat with them, obviously, because something went wrong, you know. Gotta have something. But they had like the huge ass gas tanks on the back. They were just cruising.
Yeah, they were just cruising down.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's these long runs that like interest me the most. Like fucking short races. I mean, that's cool, but it's only a minute of fun, a couple minutes of fun, a couple seconds of fun.
Yeah, right.
Like people build these sleds to do radar runs. I'm like, how much fun can that really be?
Right, like you're doing like 120, like 150 miles an hour or whatever, but for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and the amount of money that they put into them to do that is crazy.
Yeah,
I just recently I started getting real nerdy with the cannonball stuff. You heard of the cannonball runs?
Oh yeah.
So like back in the 70s, they used to do cannonball runs from New York to LA for time. So like the fastest back in the day was like 33 hours or 36 hours or whatever it was, and that was like back when the speed limit was 55 and shit.
Yeah.
But they're doing them again.
Really?
And the fastest from New York to LA is like 28 and a half hours.
New York, holy shit.
So your average speed is like up near like 110 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
Your average speed.
Yeah, that's nuts. Just cruising.
Hauling balls. So I brought this up to Sam. I found there's this cannonball group that's doing, they call it the 2908. So you do a cannonball run. Your whole car and all your equipment, everything like that, has to be under $2,900.
That sounds crazy. No way.
And I brought this up to Sam, and he's like, "Dude, are we doing it or what?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it next summer." And he's like, "I'm going to win." I'm like, "Dude, we're not gonna be able to win with a car like that."
Yeah, it'll just be so much fun.
It'll just be fun. Like we'll fucking try to beat other people, but still, I'm like, that'd be fucking fun as shit.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like, what are me and Sam getting ready for? Oh, we're fucking driving from New York to LA for time. Like, that'd be fucking crazy.
That would be nuts.
Like, it took me and Josh 20 hours to get to Montana from here.
Really?
Yeah.
So you guys were constantly driving. Oh, you guys stopped, right?
We stopped in my cousin's house halfway through, but still, I mean, 20 hours.
That's not bad.
And that's only from Chicago to New York, or to Montana. Like,
New York to LA.
New York to LA.
Crazy.
It's like, that's long.
Yeah, across the country.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
That's completely across the country.
Yeah.
But I brought it up to Sam. He's like, "We're doing it, right?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, we're doing it. That sounds fucking awesome."
Yeah.
But
it would be a great time.
I'm like, for $2,900, we could definitely buy we could figure out a car situation, and we can all afford that.
Yeah.
And like, that was the biggest thing for me, is doing all this shit affordably.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to go spend fucking $20,000 on a car and equipment. Fucking.
That you're gonna do this how often and shit.
Yeah, even if we're doing it once a year, is it worth it?
Yeah, right.
Because we're gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm.
All this other shit. I'd rather just buy a car, fucking, and then afterwards just fucking
derby it or something.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever, yeah.
But that'd be fucking nutty.
Definitely.
But yeah. So what's new with Kyle?
Really nothing. I mean, got my new car.
Yeah.
I want to pimp that out a little more.
That car's already pretty baller.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got the tints on it and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking-
I want to get new rims eventually.
Okay.
Definitely.
Looking all low key.
Yeah.
That car's super low key.
Yeah.
You wouldn't suspect shit. You're like,
Right? It's like, oh, it's just a car, dude.
oh, whatever.
But you know how the grill's like chrome?
Yeah.
I want to... I know they make new ones, but I've actually seen some guys just black them out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try that and see how I like that. And it's got like a black and chrome theme going.
Yeah.
And I know the grill's chrome, but I want to black that out. But there's still some chrome where I could leave it on. And then if I got new rims, I want to go with like a black with like a little chrome on them or something. And then I know they do emblem overlays, like the Ford ones.
Yeah.
And I've seen like black and chrome ones, so I'm thinking about just getting those on there. Just simple shit, you know?
Yeah, the little shit, the little cosmetic
Right.
shit. Because the car already moves pretty good.
Yeah, it does. But I want to make it move a little faster.
Yeah? Shit.
I want to tune it eventually. Get a tune, and then maybe a bigger turbo down the line.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long I really want to keep it. Obviously, I got to pay it off, but after that, I might sell it right away.
Yeah.
Because I really want to get a truck. But
Yeah. Maybe it's maybe you get rid of that and get a truck here once you
Right.
start working full time.
yeah, exactly.
But like as we were saying earlier, like you had an opportunity. You're going to school. You're working part time, and you were able to buy a brand new car.
Yeah,
Like that's a big deal.
it kind of is.
Yeah.
No, I'm very happy with it.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Cool. Fucking cool shit.
Been drinking a lot of IPAs, dude.
That's my brother's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got this bottle downstairs. Like, you have it. It's chilling on the fridge for fucking 3 or 4 years in the garage. I'm like, I don't know about that one. That might taste a little funky.
Yeah, really. No
I'll have to
kidding.
pass on that one, but shit.
Yeah. Thanks anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I saw Minnie got a little fucked up from the kneeboard, huh?
Yeah.
He's got a couple battle wounds.
I'm like, dude, you want to help me? He's like, nah, dude, I'm good. I'm like, shit, you sure?
Yeah, right? Like, are you really ready for this?
Like, this shit's pretty intense, dog.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm fucking ripping him through the yard, fucking e-brake turns down the hill. He's like, fuck, dude.
He's down for whatever. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But shit, I hadn't talked to Minnie much at all.
Yeah?
Like, previously to that, like,
You just hit him up or something?
well, fucking, I've always known him.
Right.
I've always seen him. Fucking, it's always been friendly, but I've never, like, sat down and, like, had a real conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, this dude's, like, fucking legit, right?
Yeah.
Like, you never know. Like, I just want to sit down with these people that I know that are fucking doing weird shit.
Yeah, right.
Like, when you're going into manufacturing, that's cool shit. Like, Minnie's working on this fucking music shit. Like, that's cool shit.
It's amazing, yeah.
Like, a lot of the shit that we do in this time of our lives, like, the time between when we leave high school and when we're established as adults, we do some fucking... We're way, way ambitious.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A 4-year-old would never think of fucking, yo, I'm gonna try to make a wave in music, right?
Yeah, right?
Like it's crazy the journey we go through from in our late teens to our mid to early 20s. We do some fucking crazy shit.
Crazy shit, yeah. And I love, like you do, obviously, I love, like, hearing about other people's shit, you know, what they're doing.
Yeah, and I like to hear other people's opinions as well.
Mm-hmm.
We form a lot of opinions in conversation, and I feel that, especially our generation, we're lacking that a lot. We're not having these conversations. We're not having these real deep conversations about a lot of topics because we choose not to talk about it. We don't converse as much as previous generation.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Which I have no problem with it. I mean, the
Whatever.
technology is doing what it always does. We always innovate and we always move on and we always grow.
Yeah.
But maintaining conversations where we're in the moment and we're actually
Simple things.
where we're listening and we can go to deeper topics and we can go beneath the surface and understand a lot of other things. It's really important for us to continue to do because that's how we form a lot of our opinions. We're seeing today in a lot of our stuff, people are very one-sided on stuff and they don't want to listen to the other side.
Yeah.
And especially with me, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's helped me form a lot of my opinions because I'm able to see both sides. I'm able to see it without certain prejudices and certain ideas behind stuff. Because if you hear something about politics from a Republican standpoint versus a Democratic standpoint, they're going to be completely different.
Oh, yeah.
But if you hear both sides, you're going to be able to form your own opinion that lies somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, right.
And I feel that's very important for me because a lot of people just pick one side. If a Democrat says that they believe in it, if a Republican says it is bullshit.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's not true. A lot of the times both sides are... A lot of the times
they make their own points.
They make their own points, and a lot of times certain sides are right on certain things, and the other side's wrong on certain things.
Right, yeah.
Like if you talk about what the government should be doing for schools and stuff like that, I agree completely with the Democrats. But if you talk about gun rights and taxes and things like that, I completely agree with the Republicans.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the idea that we should not allow same-sex marriage and stuff like that because why the fuck does it matter?
Why does it matter? Yeah.
Why are we making this such a big point when they're just people
is.
doing what they do?
Right, yeah.
But then I also don't understand why we need to fucking take away all this money and stuff like that and take away the ability to make a lot of money because that's what America's about.
Right.
It's being able to go from fucking rags to riches, right?
Yeah.
Being able to be able to move from class to class. And, and for them to be able to keep that available to a lot of people helps a lot of people.
Of course. Keeping
people from being lames and lame ducks and just sitting and figuring out why we have a lot of these issues, fixing them, and is really important.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. That's pretty much the whole reason that I wanted to do the podcast.
Yeah.
I've dabbled in it for a while now. I did it with Gabe and Ray like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Tried doing it with Josh last year. But I feel like the way I'm doing it now, where I'm just talking to a lot of different people, I feel like that's what's getting me places with it.
Yeah.
That's what's helping me have these good conversations where I'm able to talk on a lot of topics with a lot of people.
A lot of different people.
With a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And now that it has like a meaning behind it, because before it was just like me and Josh would just be fucking around talking about shit.
Yeah.
Talking about current events, talking about all this other shit. But it never got to any place.
Yeah.
Never got to any deeper conversation because it was every week like, oh, we're just doing the podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I'm doing it as we're making these conversations and I have meaning behind it, it's able to get to a much different place.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because I've already had, this is what, the sixth one I've done, the fifth one I'm going to release. I did one with Colin Minks.
Oh, really?
And we talked about a lot of shit that I should not put on the airwaves.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But, yeah, they were just like fucking, we were just talking about dumb shit. So I'm going to keep that one, set that aside.
Yeah.
Probably do another one with him and Cody later on.
There you go. Cody Magnus?
Yeah. But like, I've been trying to get fucking... Like, I did one with Cody Snelton.
Oh, okay.
He was like one of the first ones I did when I started to get back into it. And he just got fucked up. We just fucking went deep on like some fucking Marsh.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And he's like, dude, this is crazy, dude. He's like, this is too much right now.
That's funny as shit.
And like, we're just fucking going deep, and he's just, what the fuck?
Mind getting blown and shit.
He's like, I'm too blown for this right now.
That'll do it, dude.
But yeah, I'm trying to do at least one a week on these.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just trying to stay consistent with it.
Yeah, that's basically what it's all about, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
Because especially when you get more views, people are like, oh, you put out another one, you know? Like,
yeah.
What's this one about? Because like you said, they've all been kind of different, you know? Different people, different kind of aspects.
Yeah, different people, different topics. And, like, we just go to different places with all of them. Like, yesterday, me and Ray went real deep on... we were talking about the stuff that's going on with the NFL, with the people sitting and stuff.
Oh, right. How they're making it a big deal.
Because, like, Trump said some shit, right? Trump said some stupid shit. Like, he's saying all these people need to be fired for fucking sitting.
For kneeling or whatever.
And he's saying that he doesn't understand when these coaches are saying these sons of bitches need to get off the field. Mm-hmm. and stuff like that. But that pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people decided that, and they all pretty much collectively decided that we need to all do this to show unity, right?
Right.
And he's like, I don't get it. Why are they disrespecting the flag? I'm like, dude, they're trying to do something, right?
Right.
And we got to the point where we were talking about it, and we're looking shit up, and we got to this weird place where we understood it. And even though he still didn't think that what they were doing was right, we got to a point where he understood why they were doing it, though.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because we don't see the repercussions of when people are discriminatory to different groups. Because especially where we're at, we don't see it.
Right.
There isn't anything like that around here.
Yeah.
At least nothing crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not seeing the issues that are happening in the inner city, because we're not in the inner city.
We're not there, yeah, right.
We're in a nice suburban area where
not much goes on.
And we have a lot of jobs, and we don't have a lot of unemployment. We don't have a lot of drug problems. I mean, sure, we got the heroin problem, and a lot of people are dying from that, but I feel like that has come to a climax, and it's starting to come down.
Yeah. At least hopefully.
Well, if you heard you understand the idea that the pill problem created the heroin problem?
Yeah, right.
Because I've done a lot of research on that, because that's a big issue that I feel that needs to be addressed. People are saying, "Oh, fuck, we just need to get heroin off the streets," and people are still gonna find their medication no matter what.
Yeah.
And back in the 90s, Purdue Pharma, they make OxyContin.
Okay.
And so OxyContin was on a huge rise. They were prescribing it to fucking everybody, and a lot of people, they need pain management.
Right.
So you've heard the idea of big pharma, right?
Mm-hmm.
People talk about big pharma, but they never grow on the idea of what big pharma is. So these big pharmaceutical companies, so they put OxyContin out there as a form of pain, as a medication for pain, and they overprescribed it, and they made all these people regular users of it, and they prescribed it as the 12-hour pain reliever, right?
Right.
Problem was, it only lasted between 8 and 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
So people were over taking their pills, right?
Taking it more than they
They're
should
like,
have.
my back fucking hurts. I need to take another one. So you take it,
right?
And then continue to take it. So, and eventually they start snorting it. They start injecting it
because it's not working. They need to
because they need a stronger dose,
right?
And that continues and continues and continues. Well, in 2006, the government got involved, and Purdue had to change their formula so it's non-crushable, non-snortable, and stuff like that. You had to take it as a pill.
Oh, okay.
And the prescription and the amount of prescriptions went down significantly because they couldn't overprescribe it anymore. It was starting to get regulated more because they realized it was turning into an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they took all these drugs out of the possession of these people. They took it away from these people
who needed it.
Who are dependent on it.
Yeah.
So these people have to go to other forms, and that's why all these people.
Maybe bad.
And that's why all these people jumped on heroin, because they needed it.
Yeah.
Because you can't just get off opiates.
Right.
If you're a regular user of opiates at a strong enough dose, and you try to get clean,
it's going to be a hard time.
It's either going to be the worst experience of your life, or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Opiate addiction, you can literally die.
Right, you can die from it, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
But now that the repercussions of that are starting to come down, a lot of people are able to get off of them, and it'll go down to a baseline level where it's only the people that are the partiers and shit like that that are using still. Because the whole reason why it spiked was because your average everyday American was using.
Using, yeah.
And that's where issues happen.
Definitely.
That's why we had such a spike, and then there was a huge influx in really, really good heroin.
Oh yeah.
And when you're used to maybe a 5% concentration, and then you go to a 10% concentration, you have the same dose, you're gonna die.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people are overdosing because we're so inconsistent. You're fucking with pills, you know what you're getting.
Right. But heroin, who the fuck knows?
You have no idea how strong this shit's gonna be.
Yeah.
Not to mention the stuff they're cutting it with and how it's processed. It's not good for you. but you continue they continue that process, and now that the numbers, I feel like the numbers are going to start coming down.
Yeah.
Now that we're 11 years past when that huge thing happened, that huge catalyst shot the number up, I feel like it's coming down.
Yeah.
But what's scaring me now is the overprescription of benzos, stuff like Xanax and Klonopin and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are becoming a big issue.
Big issue.
Yeah.
And when they're so easy to get, now we're having the problem with that. And a lot of people are using Xanax.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are taking bars. And a lot of people are fucking with that shit. And it's scary because, unlike heroin, where you have to get it to that point where you're doing heroin and you get a fucking good batch, is what kills you. If you take Xanax and you drink, it'll suppress your breathing to a point where you die.
Yeah, it like cuts off your...
You'll suffocate.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think, because I know, especially when we were in school, I never heard about Xanax.
Yeah, no, not really.
Especially in health class, they never talked about it. They never showed you what it was. Because a lot of the times with those health classes, they tell you what's wrong with them, what's wrong with these drugs, and what kills people. They told us heroin users don't die from just being heroin users, which they did to a point.
Right.
But they said they would overdose by having too much. They would overdose by taking too much. Cocaine would kill you because it would give you a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Shit like that. We were able to be educated on why we shouldn't do them, and also educated on how it fucking kills people.
Right.
But we never heard about benzos. I didn't hear about benzos until I ended up going to the institution.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And but a lot of people fuck with that shit. A lot of people are fucking with that shit because it's good, right?
Right,
it fucking makes you feel good.
Feel good and shit.
And when stuff like that happens, we have to figure out how we're going to be able to control that.
Mm-hmm.
And because nobody knows the repercussions of taking fucking Xanax.
Right.
Nobody knows that the dependency can be so strong that you die if you try to get clean. Rehabs won't take you if you're trying to get off benzos.
Yeah.
A lot of rehabs won't take you because the chance of you dying is so large.
So large. Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is, exactly, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are fucking with that shit.
Yeah.
I've heard things like Fox Lake High School, everybody's taking fucking Xanax.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
It is.
And you're just hearing people talk about it. People are using it. People are fucking with it. And it's not like the acid in the 60s or the coke in the 80s. Where you can do coke for 20 years and not run into huge major problems.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have an addiction and it's expensive and you're not going to be a fucking functioning part of society, but somebody who takes Xanax casually or just recreationally once every now and then, they might have some repercussions that they won't survive.
Yeah, right.
And that's big issues.
Definitely, yeah.
Like, how do we fix that?
Yeah.
Like, they say the crack epidemic has pretty much been over for a long time, and it was replaced by the heroin epidemic. And now that I feel like the heroin epidemic is starting to reach a pinnacle where it's going to start to fall down, but is Xanax going to take that place?
Right.
Because there's always going to be people that are dependent on drugs. And normally they're dependent on whatever's the cheapest, whatever's the most available.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at the country club, I had this crazy dude who was asking me fucking, yo, do they still sell fucking crack in Foxhole? I was like, what?
No way.
And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, fucking back in the day, you could get a fucking crack wrap for $5. It was cheaper to fucking smoke crack than it was to drink.
That's crazy.
I was like, shit, no wonder everybody got on crack.
Right, yeah. Whatever's, like you said, whatever's cheapest, most
Exactly.
available.
Most available, it's the cheapest, easiest to get. I mean, nowadays, especially when I remember being in high school, it was easier to get weed than it was to drink.
Definitely, yeah.
Depending on who you were with. But
right.
In my experience, it was always harder to get weed because I was hanging out with kids that fucking had IDs and fucking had the right connections. We were always boozing.
Yeah, right.
We were up in fucking Palmer's garage and shit.
Yeah, always drinking and shit.
Fucking always drinking. I remember you'd say fucking, yo, I'm picking up fucking 2 cases of beer. It's fucking Thursday. It's like, we're having Thirsty Thursday in my garage. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right? It's like, what?
And I would fucking show up to his house. It's like 5 o'clock. He's like, "Yo, dude, come in.
Get it on, man.
What's it going on?" But like, I remember just like showing him to his house and fucking. I'd be just chilling. He wouldn't even be there. I'd call him. He's like, "I'm fucking on my way, dude. Just picked up 2 cases." I'm like, "What?"
What?
And they would just blow him. He's like, "Yeah, just come over." And fucking, I would pull in. And fucking Adrian pull up right behind me like 5 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "What's up, dude? You here for the same thing?" He's like, "Fuck yeah."
Let's get it on.
Let's go, dude. But,
those were the days.
oh, those were the days. It was the shit, dude.
Yeah.
We can just fucking go on about stories about that. So.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I was fucking, the one day we went snowboarding, right? It was like me, him, Jake Pease, and I think Spencer, and we all went back to his house, right? And we're up there. This is when I just started smoking cigs, right? I bought 2 packs of fucking cigs, right? And I'm bombing them like crazy. I'm smoking them like crazy. We're up in his garage. Remember, you show up like later in the night. Like everybody's passed out. We're just chilling. It's like 3 in the morning, just like smoking cigs, like fucking like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, you want another one? You're like, fuck it, dog. I go through those 2 packs in fucking a day.
I remember that, yeah,
that
that's
was
crazy.
bad. But like, I remember me and Colin went snowmobiling, right? Just me and him fucking went out one like a Friday afternoon. And we come back, and he was like, "Yo, you want to fucking party tonight?" I'm like, "Fuck it, dude. I'll fucking."
Friday, man. Why not?
Like, fuck yeah, dude. It's like 11 o'clock. I'll make sure I was cool with it. I was cool with fucking me going. Cool. Go over to his house. It's just me and him. He says, "Yo, Marcus, this Marcus kid's coming over. Fucking, he's got booze with him." I'm like, okay. I fucking never met this kid in my life before, right? Shows up, fucking got 2 bottles, right? A bottle of fucking Fireball and some bottle of this shit tequila, right?
God.
And I'm like, Fireball's alright, but I'm like,
Right.
fuck it, I'm
You went with the tequila?
I didn't even go with the tequila. I'm like, "Yo, you guys can have this shit." I'm like, I'm not feeling it, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, it's like it's weird.
Yeah,
I'm not into it. So I'm like, take a shot of this fucking other shit. I'm like, fuck it. I want to do a beer bong right now. We don't got any beer. Fuck it. Pour that shit in the fucking beer bong, right?
Oh, God.
So Colin pours me like 4 or 5 shots in this beer bong, right? So I take it down. I'm like, dude, that shit's easier to drink than fucking beer, right? I'm like, no foam and shit. Like, this shit's easy, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck it, let's do another one. These kids are like,
Oh, my God.
these kids are freaking. They're like, no. They're like, no. Fuck, goddamn. They're like losing their shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck it. So I pour myself heavy ones, maybe 8 or 9 shots, right? Heavy. Fucking take it down like nothing, right? This is all within like a couple minutes, right? So I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling shit, dude. Like, this shit's weak, right? Like, yeah, whatever. And they're fucking, they got a marker out, and they're marking where I'm gonna get to, right? And like, Marcus is just Marcus, like, maybe like another big pull.
Oh, my God.
And then Colin puts his like right under his, like right under it, right? So I'm like, fucking, I start fucking pouring past both lines, right? And I fucking take it down, right? I've drinking half a bottle within fucking maybe 7 minutes.
That's
like,
crazy.
Like scorching this bottle because it's easy to drink like that.
Right. And you're not feeling it yet.
I'm not feeling shit because it hasn't hit me yet. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh, this is pussy shit, right? I never even thought about it that I'm going to be fucked up in
like 10, 15 minutes.
So I sit down on the stool right at the bar. I'm sitting there, right? Sitting there, okay, I'm starting to feel it, right? I'm feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to stand up, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit! I'm fucking stumbling all over the place. Colin fucking grabs me. I'm fucking falling over the fucking chair. He fucking picks me up by my shirt back. And I'm fucking stumbling to the bathroom. It's like, oh, fuck, god damn it. Colin's pissed. He's like, god damn it.
You should have done it.
I'm puking my brains out.
Damn.
I'm fucking so inebriated. I'm falling into the toilet. My head's drooping so bad.
Oh, man.
I'm fucking fading in. Fuck. My fucking arm's slipping in the toilet and shit. He's like, get your fucking head out of the toilet. Pulls me out. He's fucking forcing water down my throat, right? I wake up the next morning, hugging the toilet, right? Next to the toilet. My arm's wet, right? Both my arms are wet. I'm like, look at my arm. It's just wet from the shoulder down. I'm like, okay, no big deal, right? I get up. Fuck. It's like 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
Look at my other shoulder. Fuck! Covered in puke
Puke?
from the shoulder down.
Man.
I'm like, fuck. So I'm like cleaning myself with fucking toilet paper and shit.
That's all that was up
Like,
there.
that was all that was up there. There's no paper towels and shit.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like trying to clean myself with toilet paper and
Oh,
shit so I
man.
get it clean. Fucking, these guys pass out to like fucking 1 in the afternoon.
Damn.
They ended up going hard till like fucking 4 or 5 in the morning.
Crazy stories, man.
But I'm like, fuck.
I want to go home.
And Colin drove me there, so stuck there, and it's cold up there.
yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
Just having a miserable time.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, I remember a lot of times. I remember Jake telling me stories, or the one story when they did fucking legals.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, so we were smoking legals, right? And went over to fucking Cam's house. Go get more. And he's like, dude, this shit was crazy, right? We come up the stairs, and fucking, they have some Juicy J on, fucking, out of nowhere. Colin he just turns into Juicy J. And he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, then I just started puking.
Oh, God, really? Holy shit.
Or no, he was like, he was like, yo, I gotta go home. So he fucking gets picked up by his dad and shit. He gets picked up by his dad and shit. He fucking gets to his room, right? Projectile vomits. He's like, he compared it to a fucking fire hydrant. He's like, my dad came in the room, and he's like, what the fuck?
What have you been doing?
Yeah, I gotta get Jake on here.
Yeah, definitely.
Him and Nolan, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, they're doing big things.
Oh, fuck yeah, they're doing awesome things.
Yeah.
Just fucking hear stories about shit.
Hell yeah.
Like, what's your greatest experience at the fucking Collins?
At Collins?
Or just in high school, like the craziest experience you had?
Dude, I don't even know. I wasn't really too crazy. But one time, it was the first time I puked. I got off work at like 10:30, and I was just rushing home because I was going over to Colin's house. And fucking, I turn on River Road or whatever off of 176.
Yeah.
That's when I had my neon.
Yeah.
And I get on there, I'm like, Mom, I'm like cruising. I was doing 60 and a 40. And then all of a sudden I see a cop. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm like, I'm looking in my mirror and I see the lights pull me over. I'm like, damn it. So he caught me doing 21 over, which I guess is reckless drive. No, not reckless driving. Something worse than just like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
So then he ended up bumping it down to 19, so I didn't get charged with that. So I just got like a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And I went home, and I was like, shit. So I showed my mom. I'm like, I got this ticket. And then I was like, so can I still go to this party? She's like, yeah, whatever. I was like, all right. And I got to Cons at like midnight, and I brought a bottle of Jaeger.
Oh shit.
And I've drank a Jaeger a couple times, but that was the first time I ever drank. I drank like almost a whole bottle. Colin had like a few shots, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh god, this ain't feeling good. So I stumbled my way down the stairs and then made it out the door, but that was the first time I puked. It was probably just about, I would describe it like Jake said, like a fucking fire hose. No good.
Yeah, no good at all.
No good. And then I was like, all right, fuck this. Not fun.
Dude, that's like, I gotta say, like, people talk about like fucking drinking in college and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I was in a fraternity in high school.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I compare it to. Like, it was literally like we were in a frat.
Yeah. Dude, those guys go crazy.
I know.
Those college kids.
But like, back in the day, we were going nuts.
Yeah, we were only like 17 and shit.
Like, yo, I talk about like Adrian and Colin, like the way they used to fucking party. Like, I hold them in
Nuts.
nobody. Like, back when they were like 16, 17.
Yeah. Unheard of.
Like, I swore, like, these guys we could just go to fucking college and fucking,
I would drink like half the people.
like, I would drink frats and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, like, we just did the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, yo, I'm in a frat. I'm like, dude, I was in a frat when I was fucking sophomore in high school. Like, I remember Colin's, were you there for Colin's 17th birthday?
Maybe. I feel like I've been there so much. I don't even
Oh, I know.
which
Like,
time like it was.
That was the time I saw him most fucked up.
Really?
And then he drank, like, him and Adrian went, like, beer for beer to, like, 33 or 34.
Yeah.
And, like, Colin's brother had to come up and get him to go to bed. Because Adrian's just staring, and Colin's just standing there. He's like, I need another fucking beer. And he's like, he can't stand at this point.
Yeah.
Never seen this kid puke in my life.
Yeah. Same, dude.
I'm like, how? And I understand, like, he bullshitted a lot. Like, a lot. Like, the first person to lie never wins, right?
Yeah.
But fucking, that kid could just do it.
Oh, yeah. He could.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Adrian was fucking even more crazy.
Yeah, Adrian. Yeah.
Adrian's always been fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Now I'm fucking on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, right?
It's crazy how quickly you grow up, though. It felt like yesterday
Right.
we were fucking with that shit.
Yeah, right. We were all in fucking Miss, whatever that science class was.
Yeah. Fucking all vaping and shit. Dude, that was the craziest thing, though. I feel like she didn't give a shit, because we all had fucking A's in the class.
Yeah, we all did, like, good and shit.
Like, we all just, like, sat in our corner and fucking did all our homework, and she was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'd show up with a dip in my lip.
Yeah.
Every day.
I like that
spit
class.
with a coffee cup. Like, she just didn't care. She's
No.
like, they fucking sit there, they listen, whatever.
Yeah. She was cool.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, though. Can't believe from fucking being in high school to fucking teaching in high school.
That's gonna be crazy.
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be 22 fucking in high school teaching.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fucked up.
For real, definitely.
Like, I'm not prepared for that.
It's nuts. Teaching people, like, almost your age. No.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, shit. Like, you guys are still, like, almost as old as me.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, shit, I got a sister younger than you guys.
Yeah, right? Like, how can I tell you what to do right now?
Yeah, no. And I'm gonna have to be such a dick.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Connor was telling me. He's like, dude, you just gotta be a fucking asshole.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hold them in line. Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. So, you're gonna go full time soon?
Yep.
What's the plan after school? Just start working?
Start working full time, yeah. Start having more fun, going on more vacations and shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
That's the one thing I really like about community college. I'm able to afford to go on these trips and shit.
Definitely. It's nice.
Like when I'm able to make a trip out to Montana or a trip out to Utah, like,
yeah, right?
Like, now's the time to do it.
Definitely.
Like, figure out where you want to be in the future. Like, where do you want to be located?
Yeah.
Because, like, around here, like, snowboarding, snowmobiling, like, shit.
Not much, dude. Yeah, I don't know about staying in Illinois, dude.
No, exactly.
I really don't know where I want to go, though.
But, like, that's why
Colorado would be amazing.
Colorado would be cool.
Yeah.
The only reason I haven't made a trip out there yet is just expensive.
Yeah, true.
But, like, going to Utah now.
Yeah.
That's where the next trip is this winter.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I don't care who I go with. I just want to go.
Yeah, dude.
And, like, going out there and seeing what it's like. Like, I loved Montana, right?
Yeah.
But, like, there was fucking nothing out there.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I'm like, there has to be, like, a balance between, like, having the conveniences of, like, a big town or a big city, stuff like that. Like, there's no manufacturing in Montana.
Right, yeah.
Like, there's nobody fucking lives there. Like, you go to, like, a place like Salt Lake City, like, that's a big city. Like,
yeah.
That's a pretty big city.
Definitely.
And, like, you can be in downtown Salt Lake City, and you can be in the mountains within 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool.
Shredding.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even get that here.
No.
Like, convenience. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, super excited for that.
Yeah, definitely.
But, I mean, now's the time for people to figure out where they want to go before they're all tied down.
Right, yeah.
Like, my mom keeps telling me, like, don't get a serious girlfriend around here.
Yeah.
She's like, if you do, you might not make it out west.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You might want to stick around here by family or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, shit.
I'm not in a hurry.
No, exactly. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, fucking figure out what you want to do first.
Right, yeah.
Like,
before you gotta worry about someone else.
yeah, and then you gotta fucking cater to what they want.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck that.
I don't know, dude. There's some fucking crazy times, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah. I want to go on another cruise.
Yeah, how was that?
It was awesome.
That was, what, like spring break time, right?
No, it was over in the winter.
No, was it?
Yeah, we left actually New Year's Day.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
that's
like
right.
4 a.m. or some shit. We left.
It was like you and Nick, right?
No, I went on a cruise with Sam.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Sam and Jay, Sam's family, his older brother,
Oh,
and
no
shit, his buddies.
I just hear people going on cruises, and I don't know who went on a cruise with who.
But dude, no, I'd do it again for sure. We went to the Bahamas. We left out. It was cool because we shipped out from Miami, so we actually got there 2 days early. So it was fun, you know. We were chilling in Miami, you know, for a couple of nights and shit. And then we left, and then I just love being out in water, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the cruises are unbelievable, dude. Like, if you've never been on one, like when you walk up to it, you're like, "What the fuck? Dude? This thing floats." And then, but no, we stopped at Nassau, Bahamas, which was cool. We were supposed to go to Coco Cay, but we weren't able to stop because of the weather. And that was just literally a day of doing circles, dude, on the boat. That fucking sucked. Everybody was getting sick and shit. Like, but I never got sick. Like, I brought the water, the seasick medicine or whatever, but I never needed to take it. It was all right. But I remember one time in the morning, we all went down to the buffet, and I got like a plate of food, and I'm walking back to the table, and this is when it was like choppy as fuck. I literally almost ate shit because of how fucking bad it was, dude. Dropped my whole plate almost.
Shit.
That was pretty.
Dude, now that you bring that up, I wonder how much puke is produced from each cruise.
I couldn't even imagine.
Like fucking just like gallons of it. Like what if they just had puke collection tanks? Like shipping that shit to Africa, feeding the kids and shit.
Because everybody's getting fucked up. And it's fucking choppy as fuck. So
yeah, like it has people puking.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
Like it sucks. I bet you it sucks cleaning that boat.
Oh my god, fuck that.
Like somebody gets sick on there. Like shit, that shit would spread so quick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude. And I thought like sleeping in the little rooms would be bad, especially on the water. But like I slept like a baby. I don't know if it because I was fucked up when I was going to sleep. But
what are the rooms like there?
They're fucking tiny as shit. Like
really?
Smaller than I kind of imagined. But like, you know, there's bunk. Like I think there's like the normal rooms, and then you can get like some bigger ones or something with like a bigger bed.
Yeah.
But we just had it was a 2-room. It was me and Jay in a room. And fucking, it was literally you walked in, skinny hallway, like right to the right, small ass bathroom. And then, like, there's a closet right to your left. And then there's, like, a, you know, fucking mirror or whatever, drawers and shit. And then literally just 2 small-ass beds.
Yeah.
And then a window.
Really?
That's basically it.
Shit.
Yeah. But it was a great time, dude. I'd do it again.
Yeah, it's about making an experience with it.
Right, yeah.
Like, when me and Josh went out to Montana, like, we spent, like, $65 in a hotel room. We were in this, like, shitty little hotel.
Yeah, fuck it.
But fucking, we went out there to fucking hang out in the hotel.
Right, exactly.
We were there to fucking ride.
Yeah, you're in a hotel room to fucking sleep, you know?
Yeah.
Right. What does it matter?
Like, we had a fucking TV. Like, that was good enough.
Yeah, right.
And fucking, it was awesome. So we're driving, right? We're driving out there. And when you're in, like, South Dakota, not Utah. Maybe it was Utah. No, not Utah. Fucking Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Like that area?
Yeah.
It's like real hilly, especially where we were going.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going down and up, going around these bigger hills, but like nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
And then we come up over this hill, and you're like, oh my, what the fuck? Like, we're just losing our, what? No fucking way.
That's crazy.
No fucking way. And we're just looking, holy shit! And there's this 2,000-foot mountain in front of us. We're like, what?
That's crazy.
Just losing our shit.
Yeah.
And like, we keep going and they're getting bigger. We're like, oh my god, what the fuck? We're like, what is? We're like, we're riding that one, right? That has to be it.
That's gotta be it.
No, we keep going. What? It's gotta be that one. And we keep, holy shit, it's that one? What? And we're just like freaking out the whole time.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm like, this is next level shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Fucking, but it's like, oh my god.
Unbelievable, probably.
Like, I just can't wait.
Yeah.
And like, you do it the first time, it becomes addicting. You're like, I don't want to come home.
Yeah.
Like, you go up the lift, and like, we're riding down the hill for 15, 20 minutes. We're like, this shit's nuts.
That is crazy.
Like, we can't even bomb the hill, and it takes us fucking 7 or 8 minutes to get down the hill.
Really?
Like, you're over here in like Wilmot or like Alpine.
It takes like Actually, I've never been there, so I can't say.
It takes like 45 seconds to get down the hill.
Really? Even like one of the big ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, it doesn't take time at all.
Yeah.
You spend more time in the list than anything.
Right.
But like, we're going through fucking this deep powder,
Yeah,
right?
that would
We're
be
like,
fucking amazing.
we're like, we can't even hit all the runs. Like, we can't even fucking ride everything there is to ride.
Probably so much.
Oh, it was crazy. Like, oh man, we gotta get you on the snowboard this year. Dog.
Yeah, no, I do want to.
Like, that shit's nutty.
I want to wakeboard too.
Yeah. I mean, but like what you were saying though. Like, if you love the water, like, you got to figure out where you need to be to be able to be on the water all the time.
Yeah.
But
Like, I just like riding shit.
yeah, exactly.
So much fun.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. We got to get you on a snowboard this year.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. You can go there and rent, right?
Yeah.
It's probably more expensive. But
yeah, but like, you go the first time, you like, you rent it, you see if you like it, right? You go that first time, you see if you like it, and if you like it, you buy your shit.
Yeah.
And fucking, because if you have people that ride all the time, like me, Josh, and Colin, we ride fucking all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I probably went 20, 25 times this past year.
Really? Holy shit. Oh, yeah.
And even if the season was shitty, like we go every Saturday, we go during the week a couple times, and shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if it doesn't snow, they make their own snow.
They make their own snow as long as it's cold enough, which normally it is, which you're able to ride, which is awesome. But like, okay, so the riding season out here for snowboarding averages between like 80 and 90 days, like where the places are open.
Yeah.
Out in Utah, there's a couple places that stay open deep into May. They're open in November. They're open over 180 days a year. Like over 6 months of riding.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fuck.
I couldn't even imagine that.
Like, it was nuts. I was like, dude, I just want to move out here so bad.
Yeah.
Just keep riding. And the snowmobiling is crazy too. Like, yo, wanna go snowmobiling? Sure. Pop this shit on the trailers. Go up, fucking drive for 15 minutes. Yeah. You're in the mountains.
Yeah, right.
You're in the fucking mountains. Like, just ripping mountains like crazy.
Fucking powder, dude.
Oh, man.
Feet of it, dude.
Like feet. Like, when we were out in Montana, we would, like, if you lose speed in that powder, you sink, right?
I bet, yeah.
So, like, there was a couple times where, like, we'd come over a hill, right, real hard, and then we'd fucking fly it, right? We'd jump out of it. But we'd land real far forward, and with this powder, it'll suck you in, right?
It's kind of sketchy, right, or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because fucking, it doesn't hurt.
Right, but, like, can it actually, like, pull you under?
Oh, it can't, like, pull you under, but, like, your front of your board will, like, pull under, and fucking, you'll tongue off.
Yeah,
so you just start spinning, but then you fucking get up, you're like,
alright, I'm ready.
You're like, I'm not hurt.
Right.
But, like, up here in, like, Wilmot and shit, like, it'll get icy.
Oh,
which, like, they don't really get ice out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, when you make your own snow and the shit melts, it'll get icy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you hit a jump and you fucking come down, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking smack your ass or whatever.
Right, yeah, that should hurt.
And it doesn't feel good, but, like, you're fine. You're not, like, gonna fuck you up. But, like, out there, like, I was so overly aggressive with shit, like, I wasn't worried about it.
Right.
Because, like, if you eat shit, like, hauling ass, doing something retarded, you pop right back up.
Yeah.
Like, there was this one spot, this is, like, the highlight of my trip right here. So, we're riding this backwoods shit, and, we're coming down. There's, like, I see there's these two trees, and it opens up behind it. And it's, like, got a little 1-foot kicker there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, right? Check it out, right up to it. It's got an 8-foot drop off on the other end. Just fucking drops off a cliff. So I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna cruise over it, right? Just like fucking fall off.
Yeah. Do
that. I'm fucking losing my mind. Like, I'm going for it next time. Like, next time we come around, I'm fucking just gonna fly it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm coming up to it, and I just fucking fly it. I'm fucking like probably 15 feet in the air.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh shit. Then you come down on this steep hill, and you're like, that was fucking awesome.
That's crazy, dude.
You're like, that was probably one
best time ever.
It's like that. It's that rush you get. It's like, oh fuck. Like, I couldn't imagine doing this shit every weekend.
Right.
Oh man.
It's kind of normal too.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But like even now, I just get excited to go fucking ride up a Wilmot or ride up an Alpine.
Yeah.
Cause like it's fun. It's shit that it's exciting.
Exactly. Make a weekend out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this podcast.
Oh yeah.
I'll do an intro and outro to it.
Oh, okay.
You got anything you want to plug?
Not really.
No?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Because I know as he trips us on, I was like, yo, plug your shit. He's like, what? So if you got anything to plug, I know you're fucking trying to put this shit out there. Like,
Right, yeah.
Plug it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lil Zib on Facebook.
Yeah, so I fucking put all his tags in the down in the description.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
Cool shit. Cool.